Hello friends, welcome back to New in Chess Classic Knockout Finals being played between Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura. First two games has been drawn and it's a third game of the match, and it's just an amazing game full of tactics and possibilities from both sides. Here Magnus is playing with white pieces and Hikaru is playing with black pieces. Magnus goes for e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, bishop to c5 and c3. Going for main line of the Giuoco piano game, knight to f6 is played, attacking e4 pawn, and d3 defending the pawn, and here black castles and white also castles, d5 striking in the center. Now e takes on d5, knight takes on d5, and now e4 preventing b5 from black to dislodge the bishop, and here bishop to g4 pinning the knight, h3 attacking the bishop, and bishop goes to h5. Here a5 gaining some more space on the queen side, knight to f6, and this knight to f6 is the new move in this position. In earlier games a6 and f3, f6 has been played, but here Hikaru plays knight to f6. Okay, b4 attacking the bishop, bishop goes to d6, and now knight b to d2 developing the knight, and here Hikaru plays a6 preventing a6 from white, knight to e4 attacking the knight and the bishop, knight takes on e4 and d takes on e4, and now this bishop on c4 is pinning f pawn, so king to h8 unpinning from the bishop, and now black can play f6 or f5 in the future. Queen to d3 is played, unpinning from the bishop, queen to e7 connecting rooks and developing the queen, and here rook to e1 aligning the rook with the queen. Here black plays knight to d8 with the plan of going to e6 and f4 in the future, and here black Magnus plays g3 preventing knight from to come to f4, and also planning to get his knight to h4 and in future f5 attacking the queen and the bishop. So here knight to e6 and white plays knight to h4, going for knight to f5 attacking the queen, and here rook a to d8 aligning with the white queen. Now knight to h5 attacking the queen on e7, queen to f6, and now g4 attacking the bishop, bishop goes to g6, and now queen to f3 moving from the fire of rook and defending the knight 3 times. Now h6 and king to g2. King to g2 also defends the queen on f3, and now knight to f4 check, bishop takes on f4 and e takes on f4, and here knight takes on d6. Now knight can be taken by the queen, but if queen takes knight then e5, and then wherever black moves white will, suppose queen goes to e7, and then white will grab f4 pawn, and if rook takes the knight then also e5 comes with attack on both rook and queen. So here c takes on d6, even though it's doubling the pawn in the d file. Now bishop to d5, attacking b7 pawn, and rook to d7, defending the b7 pawn. Here white plays rook a to d1, developing the last rook, and rook to e8. And here comes the move. Probably Magnus miscalculated, or it's just a nice move. Here bishop takes on b7, and now straight away Magnus is sacrificing the piece, but let's see his plan. Rook takes on b7, and now e5. Here attacking the rook, attacking the queen and the pawn, attacking everything. So here queen moves to e7, defending the rook, and now e takes on d6. Queen goes to d7, again defending the queen, but now rook takes on e8, distracting the queen to defend b7 rook. Queen takes on e8, but now if you see that queen takes on b7, it will be a big blunder, because knight to e4 check will win the queen, because it will check the queen, and it is defended by the queen, so you cannot take the rook now. So here after taking the rook, rook to d4 is played. Now again attacking the rook and the pawn, so here rook to d7 is played, and now queen takes on f4. And here as you can see that black is down 3 pawns, but black is up a piece, so it's almost an equal game, but piece is a piece. So here queen to b8 is played, attacking the pawn twice, and pawn is also defended twice. Now king to g3, f to c6, and h4, going forward with the pawns. King to g8, and now king to g2. Now white is trying to gain some time because he's down on the clock. Now bishop to f7 is played, and here again king to g3, bishop to e6, and here Magnus plays g5, striking on the pawns. H takes on g5, H takes on g5, and now f takes on g5, and here queen to e5, attacking the bishop. Bishop goes to f7. Now f3, king to f8, and king to f2, king to g8, and king to g3. Now both Magnus and Hikaru is trying to gain some time, and now king to f8 is played, and now queen takes on g5, and now it seems that white is sacrificing d6 pawn, but Magnus had some idea for that. Now rook takes on d6, but now queen to c5, pinning the rook, and now rook is attacked twice, so queen to e7, defending the rook, and now queen to e5 check, and also attacking g7 pawn. King to d7, and now instead of taking the g7 pawn, king to f2, and here comes the move queen to f8. Queen to f8, defending g7 pawn, but this is a losing move for Hikaru. So you can pause the video and try to find the move, which is the only good move for Magnus to give him. some winning chances. Found it? The move is queen to f5 check. And now queen to c6 is played, queen to c5 check, queen to d7, repeating the position to gain some more time, and again queen to f5 check, rook takes on d6. And now if you take the rook with the queen, then check, and then wherever white king moves, black is lost. So you cannot take the rook with the king, you have to take with the queen. And now queen takes on f7. And now simply white is up 2 pawns, queen to d2 check and attacking c3 pawn, king to g3, queen takes on c3, and queen to e8 check, king to c7, and queen to e4, defending b4 pawn, king to d6, king to g4, and queen to a1, queen to d3 check, king to e6, and queen to e3 check, king goes to f6, f7, and now queen to c5, defending b4 pawn. And now white's plan is simple, because white has 2 pawns on the queen side, so Magnus will try to move his king to queen side and win the a6 pawn, and then queen the pawns on the queen side. So let's see how Magnus does it. Black plays king to g8, and now king to f4, going with the plan, king to d1, attacking f3 pawn, and now Magnus plays king to e5, sacrificing the f3 pawn just to get his king to queen side as fast as possible. But here Hikaru does not take the pawn and plays king to h7, queen to d5, defending the pawn and asking for queen's exchange, but queen to a4, attacking b4 pawn, queen to e4 check, and also defending b4 pawn, king to h8, and now king to d6, going to the queen side, queen to b5, and now king to c7. Now you see that black queen is so close to the white king, but there is no square from where queen can check the white king. So king to g8, queen to e6 check, king to h7, queen to d6, defending b4 pawn, queen goes to e2, attacking f3 pawn, but f4, and now queen goes to b5. Here queen to c5 is played, asking for queen's exchange, but black cannot afford the queen's exchange. So king to f1 is played, attacking f4 pawn, but queen to h5 check, king to g8, and now queen to d5 check, king to h8, queen to e4 check, king to h8, and king to b6. Now queen to b5 check, king to a7, and queen to f1, queen to e8 check, king to h7, and queen to h5 check, king to again g8, queen to d5 with check, king to h8, and now f5, defending the pawn, queen to b1, attacking both b4 pawn and f5 pawn, and now queen to d6, defending b4 pawn and sacrificing f5 pawn. Queen takes on f5, and now king takes on a6, and now white has achieved the goal. White has two connected passed pawns on the queen side. g5, white will also push the pawn, and now b5, pushing the pawns to queen them. Queen to f1, pinning b5 pawn, and now king to b6, unpinning. Queen to f2 check, and queen to c5, asking for queen's exchange, but black cannot exchange the queens here. So queen to f6 check, king to a7, and queen to f7 check, king to a6, and now g4, pushing the pawns. b6, and now g3, black is also pushing the pawns. Here b7 is played, and black plays queen to f1 check, king to a7, and now queen to f2, attacking the queen, asking for queen's exchange. But here Magnus plays queen to b6, because if queen takes queen, then pawn takes queen, and black will also get a queen soon. So queen to f2, queen to b6 is played, and now queen to f7. Here queen to b1 with check, king to h6, and queen to e4, defending g2 square. And here queen to g7 was played, and here Hikaru Nakamura resigned the game. This was just an intense game. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you soon with a new video. By then, stay safe, stay healthy.